In a bright, futuristic city, filled with glowing towers and floating vehicles humming in the sky, lived a tiny robot named Lumo. He wasn't the strongest, or the fastest, or the loudest. In fact, he was the smallest robot in the entire city. But Lumo carried something brighter than any machine, a gentle spark of kindness. One morning, as Lumo rolled out onto the streets, he felt something strange in the air. The city was loud, tense, and filled with frustration. Robots were arguing in the square, bumping into each other, complaining, yelling over the smallest things. Lumo watched quietly, his glowing eyes dimming with sadness. He whispered to himself, "If only they remembered how to be kind." Determined to make things better, Lumo rolled forward. And soon, he saw a large delivery robot crash to the ground, boxes spilling everywhere. The big robot tried to rise, but couldn't. Everyone walked around him, busy, annoyed, distracted. But not Lumo. Without a word, he grabbed one of the heavy boxes. It was far too big for him, but he pushed with all his tiny strength. He wobbled, slipped, and nearly fell, but he didn't give up. One box, then another, until the big robot could finally stand again. The giant robot blinked softly and said, "Thank you, little one." No one else even stopped. Lumo smiled gently. Helping felt right. It felt warm. A little later, Lumo noticed a street lamp flickering, leaving half the road in darkness. People avoided the spot, annoyed by the inconvenience. Lumo climbed the pole, opened his tiny toolkit, and repaired the broken wires. The lamp flared back to life, washing the street in warm, golden light. A passing family smiled at Lumo. He blinked back happily. But then, he saw something even more important. A little girl sitting by a fountain, crying. Lumo approached slowly. "Are you okay?" he asked. She wiped her tears. "My balloon! It flew away!" Lumo looked up. A small red balloon floated higher and higher into the sky. Without hesitation, Lumo activated his tiny drone wings and soared upward. Wind rushed around him as he chased the balloon between beams of sunlight. Just when it seemed out of reach, he caught the string. Lumo floated back down carefully and handed it to the girl. Her smile returned instantly. "Thank you," she said as she hugged him. Lumo beeped softly. "No one should lose their smile," he replied. And something magical happened after that. People who saw Lumo began helping each other too. Robots lifted things together. Vendors helped strangers. Children shared toys. The whole city slowly transformed, all because one tiny robot refused to ignore kindness. That evening, the city gathered in the central plaza. Lights glowed, crowds cheered, and Lumo stood shyly on a small stage. The mayor stepped forward and placed a medal around his neck. "Today," the mayor said, "our smallest robot taught us the biggest lesson. Kindness changes everything." The crowd erupted in applause. Confetti sparkled in the air. Lumo looked out over the city and whispered softly, "Kindness isn't small. It's the most powerful thing in the world." And under the glowing lights of the celebration, Lumo's little heart shined brighter than ever.